You are now listening to the Wolf Sports Network live from the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, now on Odyssey Station.
Live from Carrollton, Georgia, this is Sports Pack.
The only place you need to go for West Georgia sports.
Interviews with all your favorite UWG athletes and so much more.
Keeping you up to date with the NFL, NBA, MLB, and everything in between. If you want it, we got it.
I mean, plain and simple, the worst decision Kalen DeBoer has ever made is taking the head coaching position at Alabama.
I wholeheartedly believe that behind Sean Payton and a second-year Bo Nix, the Denver Broncos can dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs and be the AFC West champions.
We're also giving you a platform to have your voice heard with our all-new live call-in segment.
So where else would you want to go? We've got all you need and more right here on Sports Pack. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic Thursday edition of Sports Pack. I'm your host, Richard Reed, joined today by Ryan Kroger behind the board.
What's going on?
Keyshawn Ward sitting across from me.
Howdy.
And my guy Orlando Odom sitting to my right.
What's up, what's up?
We also have Daniel Chaney running the TriCaster for us behind the glass, so all our camera angles are pristine. Now, as always, we have a jam-packed episode, whole lot to talk about. Obviously, the Sweet 16 starts today, but it's also MLB opening day, and we are under a month away from the NFL draft, and I've put out Richard Reed Mock Draft 2.0, and today we're going to go over my top 10 picks so everybody around the table can tell me how wrong I am about every single one of them. Now, like I just said, we got a whole lot to talk about and never enough time to get to it. But before we start, I want to remind you that you can come enjoy music, food, and games and more on Thursday, April 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Campus Center Ballroom, because Wolfstock 2026 is officially back. Brought to you this year by Monster Energy, Westwoods Apartments, Dine West, Flagship Carrollton, Illuminated Productions, and Osier Apparel. You won't want to miss it. That is Thursday, April 9th from 6 to 9 p.m., the biggest concert series at the University of West Georgia. Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are also proud to boost literacy rates with our pre-K book drive. Our ongoing book drive will provide a new or gently used book to every child at UWG's pre-K monthly. Give today by visiting thewolfuwg.com/book drive. Together, Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network will make a brighter future. That is thewolfuwg.com/book drive. Now, Ryan, how about them Wolves?
Is Widener rolls to the right. He's got some time. Everybody's down at the end zone. He heaves it. And it is caught for a touchdown.
We are one. Go Wolves.
I want to jump right into the diamond here since it is opening day in the MLB. Earlier this week, our West Georgia Wolves baseball team was in action right here at Cole Field in the City of Dreams, Carrollton, Georgia, where they lost to the Mercer Bears from down in Macon 13-9, dropping our overall record to 6-19. But when you look at our record through another lens, we're 3-3 in conference play. So how bad are things going really? Well, they're going pretty bad. But we're still pretty solid in conference. Ryan, I want to start with you. Walk me through what went wrong for our Wolves in Tuesday's matchup against the Bears.
Listen, it wasn't all bad of a matchup, to be honest, as far as it goes for the baseball team. We hung in there pretty well until about the 8th inning, where Mercer put up a 4 spot. They put up a 5 spot in the 3rd inning, too, making it 13-9. About even in the hit column, 16-12. No errors for West Georgia, so it's just giving up too many runs. Right. That's it. Our bats were hot. We were hitting home runs. We had guys on the call for that.
Yeah, Jackson did have a pretty good call for the West Georgia.
He did indeed have a good home run call.
Check it out on his on-air page. I think it's JD Sports Zone. He posted it on. It was a pretty dope call.
So, we hung in there. Mercer's a good team, solid team. You go back to our pitching. It's a broken record at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's the story of this season.
So. Right. It's just been that kind of season. We're riding the struggle bus right now. Right. It has not been very fun. I mean, every now and again there'll be an exciting game. Even this Mercer game, like we just mentioned, Jackson had a great call for a West Georgia home run. There have been exciting moments, but just defeat after defeat after defeat. Keyshawn, looking forward to this upcoming series on the road in Charlotte, North Carolina against Queens University. What do you expect to see from the guys?
You know, I offensively, I hope to see the same offensive explosion. Really entertaining game. Like you said, Gabe Young with the home run also came in with 4 RBI. So I expect him to come into this game with that same type of momentum carrying from the last game. You know, that Mercer team is a very good team, right? Yeah. This game showed that we could stay in and compete with these bigger opponents. But, you know, like you mentioned, with everything conference play, games like this really matter for us to, you know, kind of make our push in that tournament. So, you know, I expect our guys to kind of learn from this, you know, put in a similar offensive dominance performance and, you know, come out with a W.
This is what's going to have to happen. I said this last show, and it's what's going to have to happen. Our hitting and our pitching have to be on the same exact page. It seems like we get hits, we get runs, we give up runs. Or we have a shutdown 1-2-3 inning and our bats are cold. Mm-hmm. Our bats and our pitching have to be on the same page if we want to win games. It cannot just be 75% one and 25% the other.
Yeah, It's the consistency that's been the problem, you know, as of recently. So they're going to have to tune that up. You know, they're midway throughout the season. So, you know, coming into ASUN play against their next opponent, they're really going to have to be more consistent. Like you said, make sure everything is aligned with each other and really, you know, fire off on all cylinders.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, the hitting has been, like, honestly, for the most part, it's been really good. It's just kind of like the pitching.
It's solid.
As we get, like, later into the deep innings, and that bullpen really shows its signs of struggles. I mean, it just seems like they get a little momentum, and all of a sudden, it's like a 2-run homer, a 3-run homer, and runs just keep getting added on. So, I mean, heading into this series against Queens, I mean, honestly, just hoping for the guys to just show some bit of consistency. I mean, you don't have to win every single game, but, like, just show signs that you can be consistent, have a good pitching and hitting game.
Yeah, and going just towards the pitching, I mean, our starter gave up 5 runs, relievers gave up 4, gave up 3, gave up 1.
Yeah, you can't win that way.
You cannot win that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can. I guess it's just a little
hard. Hit a little bit more. Yeah.
Right, you're making winning more difficult with performances like that, but I do still understand where you're coming from. Like I said earlier, we're 6-19 overall, but 3-3 in conference play. Hopefully, we can add 2 to 3 more conference wins this weekend in the game against Queens and win that series overall. Now, to pivot over to the other side, our softball team was also in action this past Tuesday, where they drove out to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, where they lost 9-0 to drop to 11-22 overall. But just like our men's baseball team, they are still 3-3 in conference play. So looking forward to this weekend. Looking forward to this weekend. They're going on the road to Jacksonville, Florida to take on Jacksonville University. Guys, I feel like it's a little bit of the same when it comes to previewing this series, just like the men's baseball team. We just got to find a way to put it together because we've seen great performances from both sides with the offense and defense with pitching. It's just more so about getting them to gel all at once, Ryan.
Yeah, and just going back towards the Georgia Tech game, I just feel like it's not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah.
It's 9-0. Okay, you're playing a very, very solid Georgia Tech team.
Yeah.
I mean, Georgia Tech is on all cylinders, all fundamentally sound. They're a really good team. So I'm not trying to make it sound good that they lost, but in my opinion, it could have been worse. So I think it gives them some momentum.
Yeah, it definitely gives them some momentum. And also from their last series, they came out with the W last series, 2-1, and they have shown flashes from power hitters from Jenna Samuel, who's a home runner herself. They have the ability to generate offensive bursts. So, you know, coming into this matchup this rematch against Jacksonville again, you know, I expect them to, you know, kind of start off from what they finished in the last matchup and last series and kind of get themselves going. They came out, won the first 2 games. I really expect them to come out the same way against this time.
That'd be great to see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean to throw you off.
I mean, just to carry off Richard, I mean, it'd really be great to see. I mean, I feel like the softball and baseball team, they kind of have the same kind of like issues with like hitting good games, and then pitching just comes in and just kind of, you know, or there's good pitching, and then the hitting kind of struggles. So I mean, the mindset for both girls and boys, just, you know, consistency. We haven't seen it at all. I mean, girls doing a little bit better, I guess you could say, but I mean, there's still the same struggles, still the same problems. So consistency is really the key here.
Yeah, I would love for us to go on a win streak, both softball and baseball. We could really use one.
Just a win. Guys.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a huge morale boost.
Yeah, we could use a streak.
And I'm gonna say this: it's still a transition in D1 too.
True.
We're still playing these huge schools that have been in D1 for much, much longer than us. So, you know, every win is, I think, in my opinion, special for this school in general. Yeah. Being in this transition from D1, what is it, second year in D1, we're doing solid for just our second year, so props to us.
You know, that's very true. Like you said, we've been losing to these bigger schools. Like our baseball team just lost to Mercer. It was a very entertaining game, though. 13-9 was not terrible. It was still a very good game. Our women's team just played against Georgia Tech, lost 9-0. Okay, well, that's Georgia Tech. And like you said, it's our second year as a Division I program. Yes, we're going to lose to the UGAs, the Georgia Techs, the Mercers, these bigger schools. But when we're stacking up against the teams in our conference, both teams are 3-3 in conference play.
Yeah. Right.
They're going out there and delivering. Losing to the bigger schools, yes, the schools that have pretty much always been Division I programs, but doing very well against our competition in conference. So I'm really not mad at this at all. It looks a lot worse than it really is, and I love the way you explained it, Ryan. This is just our second year. Things are going to continue to get better and better as we continue to get the right infrastructure, the right people and players in place. It's looking up for these teams. It's going to be difficult to get to that point, but it'll be worth it once we get there. Now, I do want to look forward to next week because it's a big-time, once-a-year event here in the City of Dreams, Carrollton, Georgia, the UWG Legends Invitational Track Meet. Friday, April 3rd, and Saturday, April 4th. You do not want to miss out on a chance to see our track athletes get out there and compete at the highest level. We will have a full week of content for you leading up to it next week on Wolf Sports Network, helping you to get involved, helping you to get informed, and also hear from the track athletes themselves to get hyped up for this event. That way you know exactly who and what to look for on Friday and Saturday when you bring your fold-out chairs and post up to watch some great track and field. Don't miss out. That is the UWG Legends Invitational next weekend, April 3rd and 4th. Here at the University of West Georgia. Our golf team will also be in action. Well, no, they will not be in action this weekend, but they will be in action next week, April 6th, in the Golf Spring Challenge in Pauley Island, South Carolina. That is Monday, April 6th through Wednesday, April 8th. If you are in the Pauley Island, South Carolina area, be sure to check it out. And if you're around the city of Carrollton, April 9th, be sure to check out Wolfstock 2026, the biggest concert event of the year, live from the Campus Center Ballroom. It's Thursday, April 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. Wolfstock 2026 is brought to you by Monster Energy, Westwoods Apartments, Dine West, Flagship Carrollton, Illuminated Productions, and Osier Apparel. Now, we're going to take a second, but when we return, we're going to dive into the Sweet 16 and preview and predict every single game and also talk some MLB opening day. This is Sports Back on Wolf Sports Network.
Join Sports Out of Pocket as they take their show on the road. Their hit social media series returns this spring with even more West Georgia athletes.
We are here with West Georgia Wolves O-lineman, Mr. Jack Hunt. Jack, how's your day going, man?
My day's going fantastic, man. I'm blessed every single day.
And ending off with some karaoke.
If you're hurting me, I bet your girl want a difference.
Look out for new episodes every Friday on Instagram and YouTube on Wolf Sports Network.
WSN, Wolf Sports Network, will have you covered this West Georgia basketball season with Inside the Coliseum, our 30-minute pregame show that will start 1 hour before select home games.
But we saw his ability to make those tough shots. He is a shooter, and he was second in scoring behind Shelton Williams-Dryden.
I think we just need to get everybody the ball as much as possible. I think we need to throw the rock around.
Join us as we cover both the men's and women's basketball seasons from Inside the Coliseum.
When you think about college sports, what do you think of?
Campus legends like Haynes King and Diego Pavia.
What if I told you there was a show for that and more?
More?
Playbook is your one-stop listen for college football, basketball, baseball, and UWG sports.
The Bulldogs have Ryan Nemhard, a great point guard, and they are going yard. Gonzaga in 5.
Tune into the Playbook Mondays from 9 to 10 p.m. only on Wolf Sports Network. It's a new semester here at West Georgia, and that means a brand new season of Sports Out of Pocket.
I love Jameis Winston to death, but look at the guy. Like, come on, that's not the veteran quarterback that I want to be. He's a locker room guy.
They got Jonathan Taylor back there. It's like having Saquon, just a little bit worse, but it's like having Saquon.
Tune in to Season 7 of Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Tune in to Wolf Sports Network throughout the week to hear the very best in UWG sports coverage. Catch live shows, score updates, and breaking news all week long. But sometimes seeing really is believing. And now you can watch your favorite Wolf Sports Network shows live on YouTube. Follow at Wolf Sports Network on YouTube as we bring you into the studio with your favorite shows and personalities. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
The Playbook is your home for West Georgia sports this spring. From University Stadium,
And we saw a very well put together offense that was trailing and going into the half, and then comes out in the third quarter and puts themselves up.
To the Coliseum.
We're finishing well at the rim, being aggressive, being physical. A lot of guys are touching the rock. It's been a great start for the Wolves.
And Cole Field.
I hope West Georgia wins. I'm going to be rooting for West Georgia tomorrow.
The Playbook, live every Monday from 9 to 10 p.m.
Loud, intense, and unpredictable. This is college basketball. Are you ready?
Are you ready? Because I am. The Sweet 16 kicks off tonight. It is finally time to get this March Madness tournament back rolling. Ryan, I want to jump right into it. 11 seed, Texas Longhorns. A lot of people's quote-unquote Cinderella, even though they aren't a small school. Our traditional Cinderellas are those small schools like High Point, like Loyola Chicago. But Texas, still an 11 seed, so technically they fit the description. 21-14 overall, but they've gotten hot at the right time in the NCAA tournament. They have a big-time matchup against the 2 seed, 29-8, Purdue Boilermakers. Walk us through this matchup and everything we need to know, Ryan.
Let me tell you something. I love this Texas Longhorns team. Ever since I liked them from the first round, but ever since they upset Gonzaga, you know, they're on my radar.
Yeah, they turned some heads.
And let me tell you something about Purdue. This is not a Purdue team that I'm used to seeing. They seem smaller, quicker.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Zach Edey.
There is no Zach Edey.
There's no Zach Edey. You're going to see smaller.
They're smaller. They are more agile. So shooting more threes. It's a solid Purdue Boilermaker team. But I'm going to take Texas, and this is why. I think they've got more momentum than Purdue going into this game. Purdue come off the big game against Miami, but first round played Queens. Shout out A-Sun. But Texas really had to work to get into this game, playing in the I don't know what you call it, play-in tournament. The first four against North Carolina State University, then beating a solid BYU team, and then beating a solid Gonzaga team, all in which they were ranked 11 and had a seed that was, I guess, lower than them going into it. So they've got the momentum going into this game, and I think they're going to take it. And I think this Texas Longhorn, I don't really think you can call them a Cinderella. This is a big school. They're not used to being a Cinderella school.
Right.
So I think that's another thing to add on top of this all. They're going to prove a statement tonight, and I think they're going to make a solid run at the championship.
It's very interesting the points that you bring up, because you're talking about the fact that this isn't the standard Purdue team, which is true. They don't have the size that they've had in years past when they had Zach Edey just dominating down low. But they are still an extremely talented team.
I'm not taking it away from them. They're talented.
Even with those teams with Zach Edey, he was dominating down low, but they would kill you from beyond the arc. They are shooting 50% from the field in general and scoring 82 points per game. If Texas is going to do this, they're going to have to limit turnovers and find some quick offense, because Purdue, Orlando's one of the more efficient offenses in the country.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, I saw their Big Ten championship against Michigan. I mean, they made Michigan look like a completely different team than we were seeing all year. Like, their defense was amazing. They were getting good shots in the paint. It was just, I mean, it was looking really nice. So I'm sorry, Ryan, I'm going to go against you here. I got to take Purdue in this one.
See, Purdue's nice. They've been led by their point guard Brady Smith, but I'm with Ryan on this one. This is a good Texas team. They've proven they belong here by beating Gonzaga. You mentioned the ranking there. You know, they coming in with something to prove, right? They're bottom seed. You know, and this is an SEC school, right? They shouldn't be a Cinderella story, but they're not really known for basketball, right? They're trying to make their mark in his NCAA tournament. You know, come out here with the big upset. So I'm gonna lead with Texas with this one.
It's a really big game. It's a great opportunity for both programs. Purdue trying to get back to that primary stage, being in the Elite Eight, and Texas really trying to prove a point here, showing that their basketball program can do it as well, even after having a more so, quote-unquote here, down year. But I do want to stay with the theme of the Big Ten. We were just talking about Purdue. We have a matchup of two Big Ten teams. The 9-seeded Iowa Hawkeyes going to take on the 4-seed Nebraska Cornhuskers. Nebraska started off this team as one of the hottest teams in the country. And after they started losing a couple of games, a lot of people just kind of put them on the back burner. But this Nebraska team is still extremely talented. They are extremely efficient offense, will kill you from beyond the arc, will kill you inside. They just play complementary basketball. So, Keyshawn, when we look at this game here, between these two very familiar foes, played each other multiple times throughout the Big Ten schedule, who do you like in this one?
This is a tough one, right? Both teams started off very strong, kind of things got kind of lopsided towards the end, but, finished strong out to make their mark here in this tournament. Both schools very familiar with each other, played multiple times throughout the season. This is a tough one for me, but I'm going to lean towards Nebraska with this one, given the fact that, obviously the record shows that they've played these complementary opponents and they can win at these tough games, right? They have the players, they average more points per game than Iowa does. I think that they could come in and shield them off and, lead with the W and make it next to the Elite Eight.
Yeah. I don't know who I'm going to go with here. I'm going to keep it honest. I got an idea. Nebraska leads them in every statistical category, according to ESPN. So when I look at it, I'm like, okay, Nebraska should have just a cakewalk at this point. But you go to their first matchup on March 8th. Iowa took them to overtime. Even though Nebraska won that game, they took them to overtime. And Iowa's coming off a very, very, very impressive win against Florida, beating them at the last second, which means they're gritty, they're scrappy,
one of the better wins we've seen in this tournament so far.
Exactly. So I think this could go either way. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know who I'm picking, but it's going to be a game. It's going to be a game.
Yeah, 100%. I'm kind of with you there, Ryan. Like, kind of in between. Don't really know who to pick, but give me Nebraska, 100%.
Nebraska?
Give me Nebraska. You got Bryce Sanford leading the way, averaging 18 points a game. They were looking red hot against Vanderbilt. I mean, I saw them hit. There was like a time they hit like 4 or 5 consecutive threes in a row in that Vanderbilt game. I just don't think Iowa, look, you beat Florida, great win. I just don't think they have enough to get Nebraska for the win here.
It's very interesting because, like you just said, well, you both just mentioned it, they beat Florida. That's one of the better teams in the country. Iowa made it happen. It was a great game.
That's my champion.
Extremely entertaining. Exactly. That just proves the entire point. These teams have played against each other 3 times, with Nebraska taking the most recent one, winning 84-75. So I look at this matchup. These are two teams that are very familiar with one another. It is going to be a great ball game, a premier matchup. But when I look at it, I feel like one of these higher seeds has to find a way to squeak through. One of them. I don't think it's going to be Texas. But when I look at this Iowa team, I feel like it's laid out for them. Their 4th matchup against this team, coming off of a loss against them during the latter half of the season, and then coming off of a win against one of the better teams in this entire tournament. If a team's going to do it, I think it's going to be Iowa. I'm taking the Hawkeyes to win this game against Nebraska, but I think it is going to be an extremely entertaining one and one that really puts Big Ten basketball on the global radar.
Richard, I agree with you. I'm taking Iowa.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to pull you back to my side.
That's all it took, Ryan.
We're just going to continue with this Big Ten dominance here. Next matchup, the 3 seed Illinois Fighting Illini going to take on the 30-6 2-seeded Houston Cougars, who are looking to make their way back to the national championship to redeem themselves. Orlando, it's on you. Who you got in this one?
It's tough. I mean, I like Illinois. Illinois is one of the teams I started watching at the very beginning of the year. They had King Walker, the freshman. He dropped 41 game. I was really impressed with the way he was against Purdue. Actually, he beat Purdue. So I was really excited to see that. But I mean, Illinois. I mean, defense, offense, you name it, coaching. It's just like they're just all around. I don't see no weakness in this Houston team. I mean, I have them going all the way to the championship. So I'm gonna keep with that same mentality here. Give me Houston in this one.
You want Houston? All right. I thought you were gonna go with Illinois there, but
I did too.
I thought
pretty convincing on the Illinois side.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a key guard matchup. You have Kingston Flemings on the Houston side, and you have Keegan Wagler, like you mentioned, on the other side. So 2 dominant guards going head to head. You have supporting cast from Emmanuel Sharp, Sinak for Houston. So Houston really shows that depth, and that's why I'm kind of lean towards them. Right, their defense, they have their defensive identity, elite physicality and toughness. They're one of the best rebounding teams in the nation, and forces into uncomfortable situations and turnovers. So I think that they could turn that defense into offense, and with Kingston Flemings running the guard and bringing it up the court, I think that with the way he facilitates, I think that he could get his team involved. They could rally for the W here.
Yeah, both teams are absolutely amazing. I mean, that's been shown. They're full of sharpshooters. They're solid on defense, solid on offense. They can get turnovers when they want turnovers. Obviously, not give up turnovers. But, I don't think Illinois has proved themselves in this tournament yet. played Penn and they played.
No better time to do it.
They played VCU. There is no better time for Illinois to do it than here against Houston. I get it's a 3 versus 2, but I'm going Illinois here.
Okay, so you were kind of all over the place. I thought you were going to pick against them. Because you're right. They haven't had crazy matchups in this tournament, but they beat Penn. They beat a very talented VCU team. They did it pretty convincingly. A VCU team that just beat North Carolina. Then when you look at who they played throughout the season, they've been tested. They came through the Big Ten gauntlet. They beat Texas Tech earlier in the season. They have a win against Nebraska. They have a win against, they lost against Michigan State. I remember watching that game. But they played some of the better teams in the nation. When I look at this matchup, historically, I am a huge Houston guy. I love Kelvin Sampson. I love that program. Kingston Flemings is incredible. Emmanuel Sharp has had an outstanding career. But I think it all ends here. I think last year was the time for Houston. I feel like things have started to move past and they need to kind of regroup with how they play the game because they live at the free throw line this year. Yeah, they still live behind the arc. They have a lot of sharp shooters, but their offense has not been as efficient as it's been in years past. And the defense is lacking a little this year as well. Still one of the better teams in the country, to tip my cap to them, but just not as suffocating defensively as they have been. When you're going up against an Illinois team that is one of the better overall efficient offenses in the country, I just don't see this Houston team doing it.
They're going to score, and they're going to score fast.
Exactly. They're extremely efficient. And like I said, Houston gets a lot of it at the free throw line. Kingston Flemings is going to show up. Emmanuel Sharp, very well made. He's going to hit a few big threes when needed. They're going to find a way to make it a game. But I think Illinois takes it here. This is not the same Houston team as last year. They're still very good, but I don't think they have enough in the tank to make it all the way. I'm going with the Fighting Illini to move past the Houston Cougars. Now, what a lot of people feel might be the biggest game of the night.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
The 1 seed, Arizona Wildcats, taking on the 4 seed, red-hot Arkansas Razorbacks. Who do y'all like in this matchup, Keyshawn?
You know, Arizona obviously is the favorite coming in. They're number 1 seed, 30-2. But the way Acuff has been playing these past couple of games, man, he's been balling. He's making his name a strong case for a top 10 draft pick in the NBA coming up. You know, with the momentum he's been riding with, I get it. This is a very good, a great Arizona team. They have the depth there with Cole Pete, Braden Burries, and you know the other guard that they have, the surrounding cast that they have. So, you know, with that coming in, it kind of does put a lot of pressure on this Arkansas team. But, man, Acuff has just been balling. He's been outstanding, playing lights out, can score all 3 levels, and can play the defense. You know, so with the momentum that he's been riding with and the hype that he's been getting, I think that fire is going to carry into this game. So I like Arkansas with the upset here.
I agree with you, Keyshawn. I'm going Arkansas as well. And this is why Acuff, when he wants to score, he's going to score. I'm going to put it simple like that. When he wants to score, he is going to score. You saw him against High Point. I guess it's High Point, but High Point played good.
High Point, they're really good.
They're solid.
In the NCAA tournament, Ryan, names do not.
Exactly.
Right,
and do not forget their big man under Brazil, 6'10" senior. He popped off as well. Acuff, assist to him.
I'm going to throw a name at you here, Ryan. Montez Krivas, 7-footer for Arizona. This is a team. Braden Burries, Koa Pete, people know those names. Jaden Bradley, one of the better point guards in the country. You can continue to go down the roster for this Arizona team, and there will be dog after dog after dog.
They have the depth.
After dog.
The depth is insane.
When looking at this Arkansas team, you mentioned Darius Acuff. Okay. You mentioned Brazil. Cool. But if you sit here, accept the fact that Acuff is going to do what Acuff is going to do, who else is going to step up to beat this Arizona team? That is the question I keep having to ask myself. And I can't just point to a player that I think is going to step up, win the moment, in that moment when needed, to beat this very deep Arizona team, Orlando.
I got a name for you, Malik Thomas. Yep, Malik Thomas. I was watching. He was in the OTE Elite, kind of like their little league. He's a truth, man. He's a truth.
So you're going with Arkansas as well?
Hold on now.
Okay. I mean, you gave me a name. I thought that was your way of saying Arkansas is going to get it done.
I'm just saying, we're going to put some respect on this Arkansas team.
Okay, okay, you're right.
They got ballers.
This the game to prove it then.
Right.
If they really want to make a statement, if they could come out with this win here, they definitely got a chance to make a deep run.
So, I mean, Arizona, man. That's just
tough.
Arizona has
like top. All these guys on Arizona's roster could be a top 10 pick.
Arizona's roster is elite top to bottom. That's why it's so difficult to pick against them. But if there is going to be a team that's going to do it outside of a Michigan, It's Arkansas.
It's going to be Arkansas.
They're the hottest team in the country. Just won the SEC tournament. They've been dominant ever since. I mean, they've been playing incredible. Darius Acuff has made everyone around him better.
That's the thing.
But they're playing against Arizona.
They're playing it.
And that's what makes the NCAA tournament so great. All these amazing teams with great stories clashing at the same time. You have to face off against one another. I'm rolling with Arizona in this game, but I think Arkansas is going to be in it to the final seconds.
Right.
It's going to be one of those.
I can see an overtime easily. So, I mean, yeah, I would agree with you, Richard. I think the Arkansas legacy ends here, man.
Now, we just spent a lot of time dissecting those 4 games, but those games are just tonight. We have 4 more Sweet 16 games tomorrow. We're not going to go into as much depth with those games. We're going to make some speed picks here. Keyshawn, I want to start with you. Number 1, Duke versus number 5, St. John's. Who you got?
You know, I've been riding the Duke train all season. I still am going to go with Duke here, but that St. John's team under I think it's been Rick Pitino.
Yeah, Rick Pitino.
Man, they've been balling. This is a school that's only known for basketball, right? They put their all into basketball. All the NIL money they have, they dump it into basketball. They put so much into this program that I think that, you know, if there's a team that'll knock off Duke, you know, I think St. John will be able to do it, right? They're not coming in as the underdog. They're 5th seed. Everybody knows who they are. So, you know, they know what they have to face up. They have Cameron Boozer, Isaiah Evans to go up against. Caden Boozer has been showing flashes as of recently. So, you know, it's going to be a tough matchup. I'm going to lean more towards Duke just because I have them making it all the way into the championship. So, you know, hopefully Duke could pull it out. But I do see a case where St. John's, you know, take home the win.
Ryan, UConn, Michigan State. Who you got?
Oh, give me UConn. I have UConn going all the way. I like them. They play fast. They play aggressive. They're good, fundamentally sound. They can force turnovers. They shoot very well from the three-point range. Give me UConn.
Orlando, Tennessee, Iowa State.
Iowa State next.
Last game, number 1 Michigan versus number 4 Alabama. I like Michigan in this game. Yaxel Lindeborg is one of the best players in the country, and Michigan is one of the best overall teams in the nation. Alabama can score with just about anybody. But I think Michigan will get some stops when needed to kind of stretch a lead here and win this game by 9, taking down the Alabama Crimson Tide. We've already gone over at this point, so we're just going to keep on rolling. But that is the Sweet 16. Be sure to tap in with us on social media for rapid reactions and breakdowns for everything Sweet 16. If somehow you didn't know, it is opening day in the MLB. There is baseball all over.
Let's go.
Technically, things got started last night when the New York Yankees took on the San Francisco Giants, winning 7-0 despite Aaron Judge striking out 4 different times. Technically, that was opening day, but today is the real deal with pretty much every single team in the MLB in action. Our hometown Atlanta Braves will have their first official game of the season tomorrow night in Truist Park versus the Kansas City Royals. Ryan, you got your Braves jersey on now, even though you're from Cleveland.
Got the Cleveland hat on. It's just backwards.
You know, I respect game. I respect game. Thank you for turning it backwards for this Braves segment.
Oh.
When we're looking at the Braves this season, obviously Ronald Acuna is back. He's healthy. He's coming off a big time winning the WBC leading team Venezuela. What do you think the ceiling and most likely outcome is for this Brave squad this year?
Well, I think this is, I said it a couple shows ago, they have got to stay healthy, man.
Yep.
Ronald Acuna's got to stay healthy. Ozzy Albies has got to stay healthy. Austin Riley, Matt Olson, they've got some stars. They lost Profar to the suspension. Mm-hmm. That's a big blow. That's a big blow.
It really is.
But if this Braves team can stay healthy, I see a playoff run coming back to Atlanta. But flip that over, they can't stay healthy. It is going to be a season just like last time.
I think you're 100% right. I mean, that's really what happened last season. This is one of the more talented rosters in baseball. It just comes down to health. Keeping those pitchers on the mound, keeping players in the game. Like you just said, lost Profar to a year-long suspension.
They don't even have Strider until about a couple more weeks, yeah.
Right, so it's really the same issues from last year, and the clock is starting to tick because the amount of money Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to demand in a few short years here is going to be just about unaffordable. It's looking like he's going to be going towards one of those big brands like the Dodgers, like the Yankees, that have it in them to pay that kind of money. So it's going to be very interesting to see, and the Braves need to get it done now. Now look, I hate to pivot the way I'm going to pivot, But we spent a lot of time in that Sweet 16 segment, and I'm trying to get us back on track here. Shooting over to the NBA, our hometown Atlanta Hawks are one of the hottest teams in basketball. 14-1 in the last 15 games. But you know who else has been hot? The Boston Celtics, coming off a big-time win against arguably the best team, against the defending champs, the Oklahoma City Thunder, winning 119-109 without Jason Tatum did play. I'm tripping. Jason Tatum did play, but they still had a very impressive 10-point win against the Oklahoma City Thunder, arguably the best team in basketball. So looking forward to tomorrow night when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. The Atlanta Hawks are going on the road to Boston to take on the Celtics, really putting this hot streak to the test. Orlando, you're shaking your head and making a lot of stank faces here. You don't believe the Hawks? You don't believe the Hawks can get this done?
This is not going to be a close game.
What?
The anomaly?
What?
The anomaly? Jaylen Brown?
And it's funny,
this is a Boston fan talking about it.
And it's funny.
Who have the Hawks played?
It's funny that you're saying this because
They
last
just beat the
night the
Pistons.
Atlanta Hawks beat the Detroit Pistons, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference.
Without Cade
They don't
Cunningham?
have Cade,
Without
though.
Cade
They
Cunningham?
don't
A win is a win.
JV Pistons
A
squad?
win is a win
A JV
in
Pistons
Detroit
squad?
on the road
We're
in
celebrating
Detroit.
JV wins now?
The Atlanta Hawks won that game fair and square, 130-129. Jalen Duren dropped 26 points and 14 rebounds, but it wasn't enough.
Because they don't have Cade.
I'm just letting you know.
But,
The Hawks won the game.
So are y'all even?
Come on, man.
Are y'all even gonna have Jaylen Brown tomorrow?
He's a Spurs fan, by the way.
I'm a Spurs fan. I just love the anomaly, you know. I like the
Oh,
anomaly.
my God.
I like the anomaly.
So when looking forward, when looking forward to that game, you don't think the Hawks have a chance here?
Nah, all jokes aside, I think the Hawks, you know, I got to give credit where credit's due. You know, all jokes aside. I love trolling the Hawks, but no, they've been hot. They really been hot. They got Jalen Johnson and Kuminga. They really been hot. But, I mean, Payne Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, the anomaly, it's just the Hawks' win streak just comes to an end.
I have to disagree with you on this one, right? You have Jalen Johnson, and then you have Jonathan Kuminga, who's for some reason still coming off the bench.
I think that's like for health reasons.
He only had 8 points in his Pistons game, but I'll give you some names here. Jalen Johnson, CJ McCollum, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels, Onyeka Okongwu. This is a team. And then when Jonathan Kuminga is feeling it off the bench, he's been balling as well. Corey Crispert. These might not be the biggest name guys in basketball by any stretch. Jalen Johnson's an emerging star. But these are guys that when they are all playing together, they are hard to stop, Keyshawn.
This is the best role-playing team in the league. You
Thank you.
won't find another
Thank
team
you.
full of role players like the Atlanta Hawks who's been balling at this level, right? They've been getting it done. You know, you wanted to discredit them with, you know, the JV wins, as you like to call it, with playing teams like the Wizards or injured Cade Cunningham, the
Bucks.
Detroit Pistons, the Bucks. It doesn't matter, right? Because
tune-up games.
They could be tune-up games. It really doesn't
Tune-up
matter
games.
because at the end of the day, they're 41 and 32, right? They're a lot better than they were last year. They're on this win streak. They're 14-1 the last
sitting
15.
at the 5 seed in the East.
5 seed. And,
Come on.
They have the Celtics. They got it's a tough matchup for sure, but I'm have to lean towards the Atlanta Hawks with this one, right? Jalen Johnson has been balling. CJ McCollum put up a nice performance last game. It's been going their way.
Oh, you actually picked us to win. Oh, shoot.
I did.
I can't say I was ready for that.
I did.
So, Ryan, you're a Cleveland Cavaliers fan.
I am.
Hawks sitting at the 5 seed. Cleveland's currently sitting at the 4. You're pretty impartial in this. You don't like either squad because both teams are trying to stand in your way of making it to the NBA Finals. So when you look at this matchup, do you give the Hawks a chance here, or do you think they get brought back down to earth by this very talented Celtic squad?
I think Boston is just another bug that they need to squish.
Okay, I like to hear this. I like to hear this.
I'm going to keep it so simple. I am a huge guy on momentum. And the Atlanta Hawks are 14-1 in their last 15. They're on a historic run. I'm going to say it, historic run. And I think it keeps going against Boston. Now, you said it. I don't want either of these teams to win. If they can both go away with losses, good for me. Good for us. I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, but I think Hawks for the Celtics, it's just another bug to squash with their shoe.
Now, let me just say this. I think Boston wins this game. I do. I think they're the better overall team. I like this Hawks team. They're very talented. They're building towards the future. Play the Celtics again this coming Monday,
They do
March
have to play
30th.
them twice, yeah.
But there are only 9 games left in the season. And I do just want to give the Hawks a lot of credit here. all jokes aside, 14 and 1 of the last 15 games, extremely impressive. There are only 9 games left in the season. This is the perfect time to get hot. I do not think this Hawks team is going to make a run for the NBA Finals. Maybe if matchups are favorable, they can sniff the conference finals, but I don't even think so with that. But I'm still excited about this Hawks team because how talented they are. They are playing extremely well together and still pretty much have a top 5 pick locked down for this upcoming draft. This is looking great for the Hawks' future. End this season strong, have a solid performance in the playoffs, and then go out and draft that young superstar that can get paired up with Jalen Johnson. I would love to see Darius Acuff in a Hawks uniform after this year's NBA draft.
Richard, what would you do if the Atlanta Hawks won the championship?
I'd probably shriek.
I was already knowing.
I'd probably shriek in front of State Farm Arena, to be honest with you.
That's wild.
But I don't think that's gonna happen this year. But like I said,
or next year,
go out and get that young superstar with your top 5 pick, preferably Darius Acuff. But you really can't go wrong with all the talented players in this draft. When you have a guy like Jalen Johnson, very dominant forward, go out and get you a solid point guard like Darius, an elite point guard like Darius Acuff with great facilitating skills and also extreme offensive ability. You really can't go wrong. But like I said, I've been talking for a while here. I love this Hawks team. I love what they're doing. I think the Celtics are going to win this game, but I'm very impressed with how they built out this roster. Now, are you ready for the hottest concert to ever hit West Georgia's campus?
Yeah.
Wolfstock 2026 is back, baby. Come experience the greatest music event on Thursday, April 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. and unleash the wolf within the Campus Center ballroom. There will be live music, food, games, and more. Don't miss out on UWG's own finest performers at the biggest concert of the year. You might even recognize a few faces or two from class. That is Wolfstock 2026, brought to you by Monster Energy, Westwoods Apartments, Dine West, Flagship Carrollton, Illuminated Productions, and Osier Apparel. Now, don't go anywhere, because when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit NFL draft here and break down my latest mock draft. This is Sports Pack on Wolf Sports Network.
Get ready to hit the jackpot. Sports Out of Pocket is back for Season 7. The Lucky Seven's final season with me, Jackson Voles. From wild debates to the boldest takes in the game, Jackson is going all in for his final run. 7 seasons, 1 final spin. Don't miss it. Catch Sports Out of Pocket every Wednesday at 6, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Hey, do you like what you're listening to? Well, why don't you support our station by checking out our merch store?
Hoodies, shirts, and hats can be purchased on our website powered by Osier Apparel.
You can also DM us on Instagram at Wolf Sports Network if you would like to recommend any more options.
Go to wolfsportsnetwork.com and click About to view our merch store. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
Hey, you!
Who, me?
Yeah, you! Do you like talking about sports?
Yeah?
Well, do we have an opportunity for you? You can be a part of Wolf Sports Network today through our Wolves in Training program.
This semester-long course will teach you everything you need to know about college radio.
You can gain experience and be live on air by next semester.
So join today by visiting wolfsportsnetwork.com. Wolf Sports Network. The Wolves play here.
In the NFL, only one thing matters: chasing a dynasty. We are under 1 month away from the NFL draft. I look forward to this all year. The second the Super Bowl ends, I start researching and getting prepared to unveil a lot of mock drafts. And people have been spitting out mock drafts left and right. Like I said, I've just made my latest one. We're going to get to the picks of mine later. Well, I'm going to go through the top 3 here. Number 1 overall, I have the the Las Vegas Raiders, selecting quarterback Fernando Mendoza from Indiana University. Second overall, I have the New York Jets drafting Arvell Reese, linebacker from Ohio State. Extremely gifted athlete, very talented linebacker. People have talked about moving him to edge rusher. I like keeping him at linebacker. It really helps him tap into his full athletic potential. Then third overall, I have the Arizona Cardinals going with Francis Mungai from the University of Miami, offensive tackle, to really start their new rebuild. I want to stop there at number 3 overall, though, to open up this discussion with you all, because in the past week or two, a lot of people have started to talk about a second quarterback making his way into the first round. That quarterback being Ty Simpson, quarterback from the University of Alabama. But I'm stopping at third overall because in looking at other people's mock drafts, the highest I've seen Ty Simpson go is third overall to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I think it's a good discussion talking about if he's even a first round pick, but I think top 3 might be a force here, Keyshawn.
That's definitely a enormous stretch. I don't think he goes at number 3 overall. I don't think he's number 3 overall skill set worthy. I think he definitely has the potential to sneak into the first round, especially what he's shown at the combine and a great follow-up performance at his pro day yesterday. He's definitely made that conversation a lot louder than what it was. So, his name definitely been thrown around the first round. It should happen, right? I expect that to happen, especially with this many QB-needy teams, and it's not that deep of a class. It's kind of easy for him to throw himself out there a little bit more to, a lot more scouts. But, I see him towards the back end of the first round, more like 20, 21, and, later than that. But I just don't think he goes number 3 overall. I think they stick with Francis Mainoa here at the 3rd overall, kind of get that tackle in place for when they do go out and get that guy, whether that's in free agency or next year's draft, so that they have something in place.
So, Ryan, when we're looking at this, let's just say Ty Simpson is going to be a first-round pick.
Yep.
Where would he go?
That's a tough question just because it's Ty Simpson.
I'm not
saying he's bad at all.
Okay, I was going to say Ty Simpson at 3,500 yards and 28 touchdowns.
No, he's definitely solid. I think a lot of teams, there's not as many QB needy teams in the draft this year. I mean, obviously you can always use a quarterback like Ty Simpson, so every team could use him, but I see him maybe top 15, top 20.
I think it's more so teams are just hesitant to take a chance on him just because they don't have much to really go based off of. He only has 1 full season as a starter. He came out the beginning of the season strong, and then towards the end of the season he kind of fell off a little bit, and that definitely hurted his draft stock and kind of pushed him out of that first round noise. But with the recent performance of the combine or pro day, that definitely pushed his name out there a little bit more. So I think it's just kind of up in the air right now just because teams don't really know whether or not they want to really take a chance on him. So if he definitely doesn't make it out the first, teams are definitely going to trade up early in the second round to grab him.
In my eyes, with a guy like Ty Simpson, who's very talented, extremely accurate, he just has to have the right infrastructure. We saw him have success in an Alabama offense that couldn't even run the ball. Alabama under Kalen DeBoer has not been able to run the ball at all. I was going to say efficiently, but they have had really no run game. And he still threw for 3,500 yards and 28 touchdowns compared to only 5 picks on a team that really wasn't up to the Bama standard. So when I look at that and look at the teams in the first round, if he is to be a first-round quarterback, he's very talented, extremely accurate, solid mobility, good size, 6'2", 215 pounds. I look at 21st overall, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know you're a Steelers fan, Orlando, so it may be an interesting topic for you. But when looking at the Steelers quarterback room, it's kind of in turmoil. Nobody knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. And even if he does decide to come back, he's in his mid-40s now. Mason Rudolph, I don't think is the answer. Haven't gone out and gotten aggressive for guys in free agency. Kyler Murray went to the Vikings. He's not a Pittsburgh Steeler. So I feel like Ty Simpson could be the perfect fit here, Orlando.
100%. Steelers only team right now. Well, not only team, but definitely the most important team right now that's looking for that QB because you just got Michael Pittman. You got the receivers. You've been loading up on defense. You got all the guys, but you're missing the most important one as quarterback. Me personally, I believe in Will Howard. I feel like I believe in Will Howard. I believe in Will Howard. I mean, he took that year. He was under Aaron Rodgers for a year, and we see what happens when you're, Jordan Love. What happens when you're under Aaron Rodgers. So I really do believe in Will Howard. If A-Rod does come back, though, I wouldn't be mad at that either because if you look at the games, I watch every single game, of course, A-Rod really didn't lose us any games. He was hurt for a couple.
He was good.
He did his job. It was just coaching and just everything else going on. But Aaron Rodgers did his job. But I could understand the Steelers get Ty Simpson. I just feel like the Steelers should just wait, trust Will Howard, and just wait till next year when there's a loaded QB class.
I want to say one thing about Ty Simpson. What Ty Simpson are you going to get? Are you going to get the in-season Ty Simpson before the playoffs? Or are you going to get, when it comes to a clutch situation, are you going to get that Ty Simpson that just did not succeed in the playoffs.
I'm not going to put that playoff game on Ty Simpson. For one, they beat a very talented Oklahoma team, an Oklahoma team that had beat them prior that season. And Ty Simpson had a very good game.
On the road.
He's extremely accurate. He's got great arm strength for his frame. Very tough guy, sat in there and battle. They ran into a buzzsaw against Indiana. Everyone was buzzsawed against Indiana.
Indiana.
That Indiana team was great. But if we look at what Ty Simpson did throughout the season, he was very good in that Alabama system despite not having a run game. Everybody knew Ty Simpson was going to drop back and throw 35 passes a game, and he was still very successful. So I think Ty Simpson wouldn't be a bad investment. The earliest I draft him in the first round of this class is 21st. Not a slight on his talent. It's just because how many other position groups you as a needy team could fix in this draft. So if not 21st overall to the Pittsburgh Steelers that are building something, new head coach Mike McCarthy went out, got Michael Pittman, DK Metcalf. They have the bones. I think he'd be a great fit there, but I do like him going to the New York Jets, just not in the first round. The Jets have a lot of holes to fill. I think they need to go edge rusher early, find a way to go offensive line later in the first round, preserve themselves, and then if you get to early second round and Ty Simpson is still available, snatch him up. He does not have to start day one because Geno Smith is still there. Let Geno Smith ride it out. Not saying it's going to be great, but let him learn under Geno. That way you aren't just throwing this rookie into the fire, and then he's still sitting back developing throughout his first year. Then that next year, you have your quarterback of the future in Ty Simpson and still have first-round picks to use to strengthen up the roster around him. I think that would be the best overall option. He is definitely at the top of the Jets' second-round draft board, but I wouldn't be surprised if he went to the Steelers at 21.
Absolutely. I mean, like you explained, Ty Simpson, he was great last season, right? He shown a lot of flashes in, a team that wasn't very heavy on running game, right? Everybody knew they were going to come out and throw the ball. That was his season to really show that he was the QB1 in his draft class.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he just didn't come with the hype, and that kind of hurt his stock. In a QB lackluster class like this one, I thought that his name would be on the top of the boards, just like Fernando Mendoza was, but Fernando Mendoza was just outplaying everyone. So Ty Simpson kind of took a step back. But, I mean, the skill set is there, right? The ceiling is high for him. You put him in the right system with the right coaching, the right mentor and leadership. He doesn't need to start right away. I think a good veteran like Geno Smith could come in. He could teach him. He's been in the league for a while now. He's seen some things. He's shown what he can do. He has been a good quarterback at times. So he's a very good bridge player. I think, a guy like him who Ty Simpson could sit behind for a year, let the Jets kind of fix their teams, fix every position around him so that he has something to work with come next season. You throw him into the fire, and you really see what he's made of. And I think they have the QB of the future right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting draft process to watch, especially with the Ty Simpson story. There are a lot of different ways teams can go when addressing it. I'm with you, Keyshawn. I think the Jets is the best overall option, but drafting him in the second round, not the first. But the Steelers are also a team to watch here. Now, that's all the time we got for Sports Pack tonight, but I do want to remind you that Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to boost literacy rates with our pre-K book drive. Our ongoing book drive will provide a new or gently used book to every child at UWG's pre-K monthly. Give today by visiting thewolfuwg.com/book drive. Together, Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network will make a brighter future. That is thewolfuwg.com/book drive. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Sports Pack this evening. It's been a great show. Now, I hope you all go out and enjoy the Sweet 16 because that's exactly what we are about to do. We'll be right back here, same bat time, same bat channel on Monday to break it all down and talk about the Elite Eight. But until then, this is Sports Pack on Wolf Sports Network.